Hello, beautiful people. The question has to be asked. How is Harry getting a pilot's license when he is a self-confessed avid drug user? Because the rules for getting a pilot's license are very strict. One of them is you can't use drugs if you want to get your pilot's license. And who's paying for this award? Because it's not cheap. It's actually quite expensive. We know that Jeff Bezos can afford it. But Harry? And why did the royal family's website, the monarchy's website, delete from their site in the last week that Invictus Games was created by the Royal Foundation, led by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry, in conjunction with the Ministry of Defense? Why did they delete that and left it only for Harry? They didn't go as far as saying that Harry was the creator, but they removed that very important piece of information. Let's get into this because so many questions to be asked. I know many of you are wondering, is Meghan Markle going to come along? You bet your ass I think she will come along. Because you see, oh, by the way, do the good stuff. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, watch the videos. It's a free way to support the channel, to keep this community going, beautiful people. So don't forget to do all that good stuff, okay? And yeah, I want to take time to thank you for the super chats and the PayPal donations. You're amazing. And please become a member so you can join us for the Saturday lives, okay? So you bet your butt that Meghan Markle will show up, because you see, there's no A-listers like celebrity Hollywood A-listers, females that are actually beautiful going. You have Lauren Sanchez, who's attractive, but you know, and then Meghan Markle. And then a bunch of older people with their wives. So in Meghan Markle's mind, she is going to be the star of it. I wonder if she's going to wear another red tomato dress like she did at the gala. And what is worse is that this event is not going to be about the Aviation award or whatever you want to call it. It's going to be the Meghan Markle show, just like Kevin Costner's fundraiser became Meghan Markle. Now, if you now Google Kevin Costner, you will automatically get Meghan Markle hands Kevin Costner award at fundraiser. You get a lot Meghan Markle associated with Kevin Costner. So Meghan Markle is not going to be hurting to have her name in the same sentence as Lauren Sanchez. Watch out, Lauren Sanchez. Meghan Markle is inching closer and closer to Jeff Bezos. And so we have, we have Meghan Markle now. Her name is going to be associated with Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez, even though she has absolutely no accolades at all of her own. But she is going to be there, and she's going to hijack this event because she's going to be putting these articles to no end. Now, what is interesting here, guys, is how did Harry get his pilot's license? We know, because, you know, I actually went, I can't put it here, but I will leave the link for you to go take a look at this Harry's, because a lot of the sugars were saying, well, Harry's a pilot. You know, like, I actually going to read to you why Harry's being hailed. He's being hailed for being the creator of Invictus Games, for having flown for having trained. Apparently, it's a big merit that he trained in the US, UK, and Australia. He should be patted in the back because he trained there. Apparently, we are giving him an award because he trained in the United States, Australia, and the UK. So that is to makes him legendary. And then he saved the lives of countless others while in missions, flying missions in Afghanistan. No, he didn't. He was a gunner. And most of the time he was down in a bunker because his remit was to sit and supervise if there were people about to attack the troops on the ground. That was it. He didn't save countless lives. He didn't see any frontline fighting. You know, Harry was guarded by people. You know, if anybody should be receiving this phony award, because that's another thing. There's such confusion. People think it's actually the U.S. Air Force giving this award. No. This is not like what Prince William got, which was the UK military awarding 200 people who distinguished because of merit. Okay? I hope we have that separate. This is a bunch of billionaires who like to award themselves, and I think that 2-3 years ago, this foundation finally got a 501, which means it's a non-profit foundation. So I think that they don't pay taxes or something like that. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But there's a bunch of billionaires who are bored and get there, and they like to congratulate themselves and make up this award. Just like, you know, the award for the New York for the veterans. It wasn't really the Army hosting that. That was a private event as well in a museum. Just like the Navy SEAL opening, that was another private event. This is not the Army giving Harry any recognition. But what is really interesting here, guys, and bear with me on this one, is that I did my live today. Please go watch it, and watch my earlier video of today. The royal family have removed from, if you go to the royal family's website and you click on biography or members of the royal family who support and work with the monarch, you will find Harry there. Click on his biography, and then you will see that they have removed last week, as of last week, because I remember I did a video last week and or a week before. And I went through the website, or it was a live or something like that, and we went through the website where it said that the Invictus Games Foundation was an initiative created by the Royal Foundation led by the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge and Prince Harry in conjunction with the Armed Forces, the Ministry of Defense, of the United Kingdom. Now, that entire section is gone, and you only have that the Invictus Games are games, they don't even say who created it. They don't dare go as far as saying that Harry's the creator. No, they just removed who did. But they left that there's games that are, you know, like it's for the veterans, and they tell you when the first games were and when the next dates are, okay? But they've removed that piece, very important piece of information. And if you've never known, if you're just listening or reading that crap that they put, the aviation thing that they put out as Harry's bio, and you go look at the website of the royal family, the monarchy, you would think that Harry indeed is the creator, because when you click on Prince William's, it's not there at all, in spite of the fact that we've seen pictures of him being there. So yes. So these awards are bogus. And it's amazing. I wonder who's paying for that. It kind of feels that Prince William knew weeks ago that he was going to get this award, because of course he wrote the foreword for something that they were doing there. So he knew, because he had to think and write this thing and send it to the armed forces, the UK military, for them, you know, to include it. So they must have known, the monarchy must have known, the royal family knew that Prince William was getting that award and that Harry wasn't. I wonder if they financed this little award for the ginger twat, for the ginger wanker, you know, because, by the way, these are all my thoughts and opinions based on all information out in the public domain. I'm just saying this for, because these awards are very expensive. We know Jeff Bezos can afford it, but we know that Harry can't. Now, another of the reasons that Harry's been hailed as a legend is the fact that he falsely says that he created Invictus. Well, we have Invictus Games Foundation right now on X asking for money because they have too many veterans and not enough funds. Where is their creator? Why is their creator paying money for him to get awards, than actually raising funds through Archwell or through whatever to give funds to the Invictus Games Foundation? The Invictus Games Foundations have like over 20 highly paid directors. Why? We know that they had two very, very prestigious members quit just not long ago, Canadian, and they're incredibly respected. They were fired because probably they didn't, this is just my idea, they didn't like the way they were spending the money and the fact that Harry and Meghan Markle are using the Invictus Games Foundation as their piggy bank. Let's not forget that infamous hockey game, which was supposed to be about the autism thing. Now then we have Harry, that he's flown missions in Afghanistan. He never flew any missions. He was a gunner. And the reason also why I believe that the UK military is complicit with their silence is because they knew that Harry was a drug addict, a drug user. This man was never given a drug test, because he was always taken away whenever there was a drug test to come around. He was conveniently absent. So the UK military, and we have Harry in Spare saying that he's been using drugs throughout his entire life. He hasn't stopped. He's even giving you tips on what kind of drugs to use. And he hasn't just used the soft stuff. He's used the really, really hard stuff as well, the hardcore stuff as well. So the military know that this man was an habitual drug user. How? They were not about to put him in charge or to pilot a helicopter Apache, but they allowed him to play second fiddle, gunner. So he gets to sit on the front of the helicopter and shoot at people. You know, I just watched Angela Levin. Oh, that Harry was the second at the top of his class, that he graduated as a second at the top of his class. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, Angela, what is Angela drinking or taking? Because Harry failed his theory test exam, his pilot's exam. And it took the entire, pretty much, unit to make sure that he passed, wink, 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 the second one. And I wonder if he really passed it, or if he got help like he got from Eton College, you know, because he didn't really make the grades to get into Sandhurst. So we know that on his own, he failed the theory test for pilot. And I mean, he was so bad at it that he required the help of an entire unit. So he would save face. So all of this while doing drugs. So I am pretty convinced that the army or the military, UK military, put other soldiers' lives at risk by allowing this idiot even to sit at the front. He could have shot even his own men if he was drugged up, you know, while shooting at people. And I'm saying this because he says that in Spare. He admits he was doing drugs all through the time. He didn't stop. And Afghanistan is known for drugs. So, and now we have this other little thing, that he joined a helicopter club in California so as not to lose his license. How can the California club, I would like people to look into Harry's pilot's license and to report him, because this is a man who is committing a federal crime by admitting he's doing drugs now in the United States while being on a visa. That's a federal crime. We haven't heard anything from the Heritage Foundation. But then he's admitting to doing drugs. How can he have his pilot's license renewed? Please. And before I go, tell me, what do you think that Meghan Markle is going to be wearing? Do you think she's going to be wearing a dress that looked like the one that Princess Diana wore when she danced with John Travolta? Do you think she's going to hijack this? Who do you think paid for Harry's award?